Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Jacobo here, and for today's Destiny 2 video, we're actually going to be taking a look at the character Micah-10, who was just introduced into the Final Shape campaign after completing it and everything. But some people might be newer to the game, might not know who Micah-10 is, and this is more so a video for newer players that are trying to get an understanding on the character, and maybe for older players that just really never got into the lore and it's more easier to understand and basically be explained about this character. So let's take a look into it, and yeah, sit back and enjoy the video, guys. So Micah-10 was born as actually Micah Abram and is an exo hunter who served the Vanguard as a den mother to packs of ghosts looking for the Guardians during the early City Age. She later became a member of the Six Coyotes and helped scout the Cosmodrome. Micah's story starts on Europa. She moved to Europa at the age of 10, and she attended school while her parents Hector and Wesley Abram worked at Bray Innovations. While living on Europa, she wrote letters to the Traveler and collected penguin plushies, all of which she named after important figures from the Golden Age history. During her stay on Europa, Micah had strange dreams about being an exo. In the dream, she was standing in the middle of a frozen lake underneath a dark sky, a single moon. As the dream repeated over the nights to come, she began to jump towards the moon. Each jump brought her ever higher. When her leaps finally brought her closer to the atmosphere, she realized the moon was the Traveler, who had been whispering things to her. The dream ended after 3 months of repetition, when she finally would break the atmosphere and a cryptic message was delivered to her. Are you sure you know what you think you know? When skipping school one day, Micah tried to sneak into Bray Exoscience, believing she would learn more interesting things from her fathers there. She was caught by Cade 1 and Nox 4. Something Cade had flashbacks of after his 5 resets. While at first excited about living in Europa, Micah became more and more distraught by her parents' constant arguments. She eventually decided to run away from home and leave Europa with Hector, but it is unlikely she succeeded, as both of her fathers appeared later on as exos during the Vex invasion on the moon. At an unknown point later, Micah became an exo and would be reset 9 times. As an exo, her dream about the Deepstone Crypt contains 2 older men. Every 50th dream, she encounters a paternal figure, likely Wesley. Later on in her life, she was found on Earth, and then Micah-10 died somewhere on Earth and was eventually resurrected as a Guardian. Later on, after she was resurrected as a Guardian, during the early City Age, Micah-10 was an Earthbound Guardian, having no jump ship capable of exiting the atmosphere. She made a habit of gathering whole groups of ghosts to herself, so she could protect them and help them in their search. She was often menaced by Cyril, a light bearer who believed that Guardians should never have been resurrected, and that ghosts needed to be destroyed before they found their Guardians. Micah was also frequently encountered ghosts who believed that their Guardians were off-world, and although she believed that many Guardians were waiting to be discovered on Earth, she resolved to aid them one day. She maintained contact with Konar, a fellow hunter and friend. Although he only responded to 1 out of every 5 of her messages, while escorting a pack of ghosts, she was pursued by Cyril in the Austerlies, but Micah managed to successfully evade the ghost killer and enjoyed several months of peace with her pack. Most of her ghosts found their Guardians, and while she was happy for them, she was saddened by the departure of her friends. The second to last ghost in her pack resurrected another hunter who took the name Andal Brask and began journeying the last city across the Pacific Ocean. This left Micah with only one of her ghosts besides her own, who was named Pup. Micah sent a message to the Hunter Vanguard Tallulah Fairwind to update her on the ghost pack and warned Tallulah to keep her eye on Andal when he arrived. As Micah suspected, he would be trouble. She informed her superior that she planned to resupply the Cosmodrome before she headed into the northern Rushard Steppes, which were only explored by Konar. Micah also planned look for a space-worthy jump ship in the Cosmodrome to take a pack of ghosts to other planets. She ended the message by telling Tallulah not to feel too cooped up in the tower, and she was doing good work as the vanguard, although Micah was glad she was not the one stuck with the job. After meeting Konar in Old Russia, Micah-10 and her friend found a village called Coyote, and volunteered to help them defend the town from fallen raiders from the House of Kings. Micah found 3 other hunters who were willing to repay favors and get paid to help defend Coyote: Nadia, Lee 4, and Theron Vi. Although none were happy with the difficult job, one of the villagers, Himuru Shinobu, asked Micah what their chances against the fallen were. She gave her speech talking about how guardians had a duty to protect people no matter what, although Shinobu saw through Micah's bravado and knew they stood little hope. So yeah, basically that was a little introduction on the character Micah-10, which not everybody knows about, or some people maybe didn't care about the lore back previous games and are just now getting into it. But some other cool little things is she's also on some of the armor that we have. Her logo for them, the Coyotes, is actually a logo for the cloak back in Destiny 1. And she's also mentioned, I think, on the 6 Coyote chest piece and the Shinobu's Vow gauntlet for the Hunter. Obviously not for anything with the Warlock or Titan, but in the final shape, she basically resumes her role on the Pale Heart to basically resurrect these ghosts, because she knows that there's leftover ghosts all over in the area, and we need to help her basically bring those ghosts to her and basically reform her pack of ghosts that she wants to kind of lead and basically find new guardians to resurrect and bring into this fight. That's all I have for this video today, guys. If you guys did enjoy, and hopefully the mic is a little bit better this time compared to last time. I know I had a problem last time, but hopefully it's fixed this time. And yeah, it's been Jacobo, guys. Later.